Good to go? You good, John?
Oh, fucking bitch.
What happened?
I just jammed my finger.
Oh, no. How do you jam your finger?
I don't know if I've ever done it before.
Not on a basketball.
I think this is the first. I was just moving my hand. I just jammed on this fucking mic stand.
Oh.
That's a first time.
You
That's a true
stubbed your
first time.
finger. Right?
I'm embarrassed.
Is it jammed?
No, we'll survive. We'll survive.
All right,
yeah, I think it's like when it hurts, when you get in pain very briefly, and you think your life's gonna end, and then 5 seconds later, you're like, oh no, it's totally fine.
No, are we rolling?
I have literally no issue whatsoever.
Let's keep this in.
I had a very dramatic reaction, and I'm completely
but a jammed finger is because there's always basketball practice 101. It's like try not to jam your finger, and it was just.
I didn't play much. I did a little CYO. I was a corner 3 shooter, probably shot about 2%. I was a flipper, which I don't know if that's a common basketball term, but it's what my coach called me.
I don't know what the flipper is. What the fuck is a flipper?
I'll give you a demonstration.
Okay.
It was fuck.
Look at that. We got cords all over the place.
It was when I shot, I did that.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you were an actual you just looked like the Elijah Wood movie. Yeah. You looked like a dolphin.
Oh, yeah. So my coach called me flipper. I don't know if that's a regular thing.
No, I think that's just because the movie came out around then.
Oh, is that what it was?
I would bet, right? That happened in the 90s, right? No? Flipper?
Yeah, he's one of those adults who insult children kind of deals.
Oh, really? Yeah, Elijah, was it around 1996?
Yeah, definitely, right? I was born in 88. Yeah, I probably played from when I was 6 to 10.
Okay,
so right around there.
Well, shame on me. It looks like Flipper came out in 1964 as an adventure series that did 3 seasons. So maybe that's where it's from. Yeah. No, I would say that was just a nickname. That's definitely not a thing like a flanker in football.
Fuck, man.
No.
I until just right now, I thought it was just something like what I did was a common thing. And, and I thought it was like a chucker.
Unless if I'm wrong, someone could correct me. Have you guys ever heard that term?
A flipper?
Yeah.
No,
I guess
I never played basketball though.
Dude, this is. I got a jammed finger and childhood trauma in the first 5 minutes of the show.
It's a hot start. This is
not
going great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could just that's all in. But all right, bang bang. It is Wednesday. It's June 15th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Hey, before we really get going here, I do want to talk about the great tasting, less filling official beer of Barstool Chicago. And you guys already know that's Miller Lite. Summer brings priceless moments. We can kick back with some friends and grab a cold beer. Those moments are made that much better with Miller Lite because summer loves beers that taste like beer. Summer certainly loves beer that tastes like beer. I agree with that. And with just 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12-ounce servings, Miller Lite is the perfect beer to sip on all summer long. I mean, it's a scorcher out there. It's a scorcher. Bake like a toasted cheeser here, Benny. If the Sandlot boys were of age, they would be sitting in that dugout drinking Miller Lite. I can guarantee you that. And I'm excited to have some this summer. I mean, listen, we'll be in town, for the rest of the summer here, and I'm excited to see you guys out at the bars and whatnot. And I'll be drinking the Miller Lite. So next time you're getting ready to enjoy cold ones with your crew, go to MillerLite.com/redline to find the delivery options near you. Or you could pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, let's keep going here. This is John Feitelberg. It's myself. It's Feitelberg. You're in town. We have KFC Radio live this weekend.
We are. I forget where we are, to be honest. But yeah, Saturday.
Park West, right?
Park West. Saturday,
Got
we
you.
are at Park West. I don't know why we're here for the full week. I do feel bad about stepping on your toes.
No,
it was one of those things where someone, I don't even know who asked us. Someone asked us, do you guys want to go to Chicago for the whole week? And we were like, yeah. Because the last time we did a live show, we were in Nashville.
Yeah.
And it was Nashville Comedy Fest. So it made more sense for us to be there for the full week because there were shows all week. There were comedians in town all week. I don't believe there's such a thing going on this week.
No, I don't think so. We do have some type of comedy fest, but it's past.
Yeah. No, it's not right now.
It's not right. It's definitely not right now.
I assure you, I checked out a lot of it. It's not right now.
No, it's not.
But I'm excited to be here. I am. I'm very excited, and I'm gonna put a lot of pressure on you for this.
Why is that?
I gotta be sold Chicago. I've never experienced Chicago. I've done 24-hour stints. I've done maybe at most 48 or so. I haven't been here much. Mm-hmm. What I've seen is fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm not arguing it's a bad city by any stretch of the imagination, but I haven't found anything that would give me the passion that most people have for Chicago.
Put you over the edge, because I know that's what I said to you when I found out you guys were doing this, was because you have taken shots on Twitter about the whole summertime shy mantra.
That's not a. Well, it's kind of a shot, but it's also sick when Kanye yells it.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of both.
Yes, because obviously everyone talks about how it's a different city in the summer, which it is completely. You guys are like,
I've never done it in the summer.
Never in this. Okay.
No, I went to like one.
Well, you stopped in to do the chain.
I thought that was in the winter, right?
What?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh no, it was the winter.
I was definitely wearing like a longer jacket in
February.
I've been February. I came for 24 hours in like 3 years ago. The only reason I know I came for 24 hours is because I was walking into JFK to come for the weekend, and Dave texted me and was like, "Hey, we're doing an electric chair tomorrow." And I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, let's just go tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so we went for the night. And it was actually a really fun night. We went to Zany's and shit like that. But that's probably, it's like a little quick trip like that, like I'm popping through. So I don't have the reverence for Chicago that people seem to have. But I'd like to. I'm not arguing it's shitty. I think what it's a victim of is it's a victim of overhype. Not overhype. Because again, because that would imply it's bad. But like it gets hyped a lot.
Sure, no, I agree. Yeah. I could agree with that. Knowing you,
it gets. Sorry to interrupt. It gets talked about like someone like I actually experienced it this weekend when I went home. It gets talked about like someone who never left their hometown, being like, "Isn't this like why would you ever leave here? It's the best fucking town ever."
No, I get.
And
I
was
get
like, "Dude, like I'm about my hometown." I'm like, it's not, man. Like, it's not.
Listen, knowing you, there's definitely places, because it's very. Like every different neighborhood is like for someone else, I would say. Mm-hmm. Like there's definitely a John Feitelberg neighborhood. I just gotta find it. And I gotta put you there, and you'll like that.
I'm sure there's a lot of them. I just haven't been to them, right?
Yes.
Like it was. And again, it's also I want to stress. I'm not trying to come in and be like I hate Chicago. That's not it at all.
You're just looking for what people are talking about.
Yeah.
That's it. I get it. I get it completely. Yeah. I got it. Okay. What do you like? This
has become a much longer podcast than we got time for.
I don't know what you like.
Eddie, I don't know what I like, dude.
I feel
it's like I have no idea what I like, dude. I have no clue.
Really?
I don't have a fucking clue, man.
You like wearing like flannels and shit, though.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're.
I didn't know if you meant like buy a dress. Oh, well, I like to wear. I wear a flannel here and there. Yeah. Like blue jeans.
Yeah, I'll stereotype you by your wear. Like, you know what I mean? I'll put you in a neighborhood in a bar that you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like who was the Supreme Court justice, I think it was, or maybe it was a senator who was describing porn, and they were like, I don't know. I can't describe it. I just know when I see it. That's kind of how I feel about things I like. Like I can't really tell you what it is, but when I see it, I'm like, I like that.
But you're definitely a hole in the wall bar guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. See, like
I'm already dreading Dante asking me to go to one of his bars.
I was gonna say that too, because I was like, all right, that's because, I mean, you know Dante, like obviously such a nice, generous guy.
I mean, he's gonna get mad about that, but I'm very much teasing. I'm looking forward to it.
Usually. That's the best way to go. It's like, here you go, Dante. You just throw it up in the air. You throw him the lob, and he'll just fucking send it to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
Because he'll take you to this place, that place, this place, and it's always awesome. But that's not what you like, and I know that. And I don't even, I just.
You know where I went? I went somewhere where there's actually a famous picture of Michael Shannon. He is watching he's watching fucking. What's the fuck a fish movie by Guillermo del Toro? Shape of Water.
Okay.
So Shape of Water won an Oscar, and
it's with like the.
And he was in a bar. And Michael Shannon's the star of the movie. He was in a bar to watching it win the Oscars, which I think is such a sick picture, where he's just kind of like, it's his movie. He's the star of the movie, and he's watching it win an Oscar right there. And I've been to that bar. I like that bar a lot.
Okay.
I don't know where it is. I'm sure if you click a link, you can figure it out.
Well, I'm going to click the link and I'm going to find it. Hold on. Michael Shannon, local dive bar in Chicago. Well, this is longer than I think, so this is bad radio. But, all right. Well,
isn't the internet the best? Like, oh, hang on. There are more than 17 words here.
Did you like this place?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah? All right. We'll find a place. The good thing is you have time.
Yeah.
You know, like you could.
Dude, I checked into the hotel last night. He's like, we got you down for 7 nights. I was like, what the fuck? I've never stayed in a hotel for 7 nights in my entire life, dude.
Well, the 7, like legitimately, what, Sunday to Sunday?
Yeah, I check out Sunday. Yeah, I had the show Saturday night. So
you had a nice first night though.
I had a dude. I went to a steakhouse.
You got shamed in your steakhouse order.
I went to Rosebud Steakhouse last night. I don't know if it's a good one. I mean, well, I do know because I've now eaten there. It wasn't like when I sought out though. It was right across the street from the hotel. It was very good. But I ate at the bar alone, and the bartender was like, when I put in my order, I was like, I'm gonna start with a Caesar salad. I'm gonna do filet mignon, 12 ounce, medium rare. I'm gonna do some asparagus, some mashed potatoes, and some corn off the cob. And he goes, well, just so you know, that's a lot of food. And I was like, just so you know, I didn't ask for a fucking opinion.
That's what I want.
I turned into Ron Swanson where it's like, hang on, I fear what you heard me say was I'll have a lot of bacon. I'll take all the bacon and eggs you have. And it was delicious. It was really fucking good. But then the night took a sharp turn from there because I had 2 martinis at dinner too.
Ooh.
And I got back to the hotel, and when I checked in, I just dropped my bags and went right out to dinner because I was starving. And I got to the hotel, and I can't find the remote to my TV. Mm-hmm. And
I saw your tweet.
I'm such a pussy. I won't call the front desk. So like, I don't know how I'm gonna watch TV all week.
You know,
which is an issue.
You got to call. 7 nights is far too long not to call for that.
But here's the issue now what I've run into. So at first it was like I had 2 martinis, and I wasn't drunk, but I didn't want someone coming up being like, hey, you fucking buzzed idiot. Like, it's right fucking here. Like, here's the remote. Find it. So I was like, I'll skip it. I'll deal with this in the morning. Maybe I'll be able to find it when I have my wits about me a little better. And I woke up this morning, went looking for it, still couldn't find it. But now we've crossed the threshold where they're not going to believe me anymore.
Yeah, you've been there too long.
When I'm like, I haven't used it. They're like, you've been here 24 hours, dude. You've watched the TV. So now they're going to blame me for losing the remote. But I didn't lose the remote. I was just too scared to call when I initially couldn't find the remote.
Is your shit everywhere too?
Yeah.
You're a bit. You seem like you just.
Yeah. I hang up shirts. I have.
Okay.
I have some button-downs. Those are hanging. But then yeah, I have. I also like. I've recently gotten into jump roping.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that's something
so
I like.
You brought a jump rope?
We'll write that down. I brought 2 jump ropes.
Okay.
So they're just kind of strewn about on the floor, which looks real weird when you walk in. You're
Why
like,
2?
Different weights.
Oh, okay. So I thought just in case one broke.
No, I'll jump rope that hard.
I can't go a trip without it. In case fucking handle breaks off.
And so I don't know what to do with that either. Where it's just like, I don't know. The cleaning lady's just gonna see 2 jump ropes on the floor.
Is there enough room for you to do this in the room?
No. I go to the gym to do it.
Oh, okay.
I go to the gym down there to do it.
I thought maybe the lobby, the ice room. I didn't know exactly.
It's actually a low ceiling gym if you really want to get into it. So it becomes quite difficult here.
That's tough. You need a little higher ceilings to jump rope. Are you a dresser guy when you
No.
hotels?
I hung up the shirts. Although, dude, being a week a hotel guy, I might have to start.
Got to reconsider.
I don't think I have enough underwear for the trip. I'll have to buy. Luckily, you guys are right near an establishment where I could buy some underwear.
Did you check a bag or no?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. Dude, I don't think about anything ever.
You're an interesting cat in that way.
I was somewhere else for 4 days before. I didn't even come from home.
Yeah.
Come from like New York. I was somewhere else for 4 days. So I packed for I packed for a weekend, and I'll be gone for 12 days.
So how many shirts do you have?
I would guess I have 4 shirts like this. I have 4 like button down type shirts, and I would guess I have 4 t-shirts.
Okay.
Which is not enough clothes.
Yeah, well, kinda. Unless you're gonna sweat a lot. It's really hot this week.
Yep, already worked out this morning. That's 1 t-shirt.
Oh, true. Yes. Yeah. If you're hitting the gym, fucking, you need like
yeah, dude,
16.
I'm fucking toast.
Yes, you're in trouble. Yeah, you're gonna have to hit the store. You're gonna have to store.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one.
You're gonna have to hit the store. Now it's like gonna be my mission. I feel like it's Monday where I gotta put you in a place where you're like, all right, I get it. I get the.
I'm sure I'm gonna get it because we're right by the water, so I'm already even seeing the water. What's this, Lake Shore Drive?
This right here?
Yeah.
It's a couple miles down, but yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Our hotel's right by that, so like I can't quite see out the window, but I can see it down the block.
Yeah.
And I'm already like, okay, I drove up Lake Shore Drive to get here.
You should take the jump rope to the track over.
Oh,
That's a good thing to do, right?
No.
Why you can't? You don't want to do the jump rope in front of the people?
Bro, I can't fucking call the front desk to tell them I'm missing a remote control. You think I'm doing exercises in front of the public?
Well,
you are nuts.
Well,
Dude, when someone else walks in the gym, I leave.
Just go early enough and, turn your back to the people. They don't got to see you. They can just see the back of you jumping around.
I'm embarrassed to exist, bro. Like, I'm nervous. I'm self-conscious and nervous just walking. You want me to go fucking exercise?
Well, see, it wasn't that bad of a question to ask if you jumped rope in your room then.
No, not at all.
For you to even go into a gym.
Luckily, hotel gyms are pretty underused.
Yeah, I don't. So here's what I don't understand about that. Do you not care or do you care too much?
About
just everything.
Care too much.
Okay.
I care too much, so then the defense mechanism is I don't care.
Because I've always been jealous of you in that aspect because you give off this.
It depends on things, but like
yes.
I think one that like Kevin likes to reference a lot is how I don't look at anything.
Yes, I've heard you say that before, and I was like, oh man,
but it's not because I don't care. It's because it will affect me. It's not like who gives a shit. Like no, it'll bother me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm actually very proud of myself. It's been like I would guess 7 years since I saw anything other than my Twitter mentions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is not born of like
7 years
being fucking like who gives a fuck. It's not that.
It's just like that it's bad for you.
I know. I've always argued that with people who like start working at Barstool because I know when someone's talking about you, the human inclination is to be like, what are they saying? And I've not that people seek out my opinion or my advice, but if anyone ever asks, I'm like, don't look at anything because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where if it's like so-and-so sucks, which they will say because it's the fucking internet, then you get down on yourself and then you do worse at your job and then it becomes right. Then you do suck.
Yeah.
So then it is bad. You start changing to try and because I've done that. I've been through all of it. I've done that with Dave when I first started. I was like I think I was good when I first started at Barstool New York, and then I got to Barstool Boston and Dave wanted me to be more like Dave because I mean it was a pretty successful fucking recipe. And that's just not what I am. And so I was like trying to be more like him, and then like comments hated that, and then like I was trying to like make commenters happy and shit like that, and I was fucking terrible for like a while because it's exactly what happened. What I said, whereas it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy type shit, and then I stopped reading it. And
did they buy into it though? Like you?
No, I didn't buy into it. So how could they?
Yeah. No,
right?
for sure.
I fucking was like, this isn't me at all.
Yeah.
So.
Because you've been hacking at the game for a while. Like, how old were you when you first started?
21.
21.
Yeah.
It's young.
It's
young.
It's young.
Yeah.
It's so yeah, 12 years, dude. I think I've been saying I worked at Barstool for 7 years for the last 5 years. 12 has not set in yet.
It's longer. Yeah.
12 is a long fucking time.
I started at 22, but you were thrown to the wolves. Like you started content right away, right?
Dude, I actually got kind of lucky in a sense where because I was one of the finalists for the Boston internship, and I did not win it. Devlin won, and he because he could do video, Devlin could do everything, and so I moved to New York, and I sent Kevin an email while I was down there. I was being like, hey, I was one of the finalists for the Boston internship, but if you need one, I'd love to have one. And he was like, yeah, sure. And then they let me write right away. Where I don't think Devlin, I don't know what I wasn't in the office for, so I don't know what the process was. I don't think he was allowed to like be content right away. I know Dave called him like the intern slave and stuff like that, but Kevin and Keith were like, yeah, just write. And so yeah, I got thrown in.
If he did, then I know he did the links for a while.
Did the links?
Yeah.
But then fucking Barstool U started, and I like, dude, we had like one lunch with Dave at fucking, I forget where it was. It's in Milton. It's across from Pat's Pizza. I forget what the name of the restaurant is. And it was like, it was not explained to the extent of what Barstool U, like, where Barstool U was like, Barstool U was a Barstool website.
Yeah.
But he's like, just do college stuff, just this. So we were trying, it was bad. I honestly forget what we even did. I think it was me and Devlin, and it was so fucking bad.
And this was before Keith took over, correct?
This for
Okay, because when he took over, he did a good job.
Yes, yeah. No, it was just me and Devlin, I think, and it was like our website, and like we just didn't like. I forget. I remember leaving confused and being like, I don't know what he wants this website to be. Where when Keith came, it just became another Barstool website. But like we had it. We were doing the worst fucking shit, dude. Like we were just trying to come up with like it was all because he had said something along the lines of like just make sure it's college, so like only do college stuff. And we were just, there's not that many college stories. Like, because this is also back in the day of like every 30 to 40 minutes you need a new post. And I don't know.
There's so many frat stories about getting, suspended for sticking a bottle rocket up their ass.
Yeah.
Like there's so many, there's so many stories like that.
But even if you think like a Barstool Chicago, you're only allowed to blog about Chicago stuff.
Yeah.
Like, well, there's only so many Chicago things.
Oh, dude, yeah, especially a fucking February day. And like we tried to do that early on, but like you're just scanning the Chicago Reddit, and it's like, oh, like this was our first temperature above. It's like, all right, how long are we gonna do this?
Yeah,
for?
yeah. And luckily, when Keith came, it changed. Where again, it became just like a regular Barstool, so we could blog about anything that's happening. And before, I think he pulled the cord on us pretty quick. I don't remember exactly how long it was just our website, but it was, and it was well deserved to be pulled. In fact, he left us in a little too long, if we're being honest. He Grady Littled us a little bit there.
He let us just get fucking roasted.
But it was despite a quick hook, it was too long.
Yeah. Hey, let's take another break here because I want to talk about the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. And you guys already know it's the Gametime app. The Gametime app is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals, on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. They cracked the code on how to score last-minute deals on last-minute tickets. So I've talked about it before on my other show. I went to Game 7 of the Rangers versus the Penguins in Madison Square Garden. Honestly, one of the best experiences at a live sporting event I've ever had, and it couldn't have been possible without the Gametime app. I didn't have a rooting interest, and I was still just locked in. So if you're in an area and you're able to, catch one of these last NBA final games or catch one of these Stanley Cup final games, I highly recommend you at least give them a shot. Like maybe they're still not in your range, you should still download Gametime and check it out because those are once-in-a-lifetime experiences for a lot of people. So, and the best part is you get $20 off your first purchase. Download the Gametime app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code DOGWALK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Gametime, last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. All right, let's hop back into the episode. But now, is there ever a aspect where, people like watching train wrecks? Like, there's, for whatever reason, we're just wired to be like, hey, I'm going to look, even though if I know this is going to fuck me up. How have you been so good at staying away from that, looking at that for 7 years?
I mean, now it's just like I don't even think about it unless it comes up in conversation.
So you have no idea what people say, like when it comes to like your podcast or anything?
Not a fucking clue.
That's awesome.
I mean, no, that's not true. I have a clue because I put my
your
Twitter
mentions. Yeah.
And but like really aside from and then in Twitter I mute everyone too.
Oh yeah, you
it's not everyone, but like I can tell like anyone with a first impression, like you're never gonna say anything that interests me.
Yeah.
It's not even it doesn't have to be an insulting thing to be like for me to get a mute. It's just like that was lame.
That was it. So if someone tweets you, you're saying
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm a pussy.
No. But I think it's good for you though. Like that's what I'm saying. What kind of used to.
I think it allows you to be more yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's natural to want to please everyone. I mean, I guess there are some of those few people who genuinely enjoy being the villain. Like in a perfect world, everyone would like me.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I don't want to change my opinion to make them like me. But like, if everyone could like what I do, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't want to be someone who's like, yeah, fuck everyone, you hate me, like that kind of shit. Like I'd like everyone to like me.
Yeah.
I know that's not the case. I know it's an impossibility, but it is the goal.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think like getting people to like you for you, your best chance at that is by not hearing any noise.
Yeah,
because then you can just be
whatever you want to be.
Right. You're not getting all the criticism and being like, oh, okay, like I'll critique that. We did an example of it, or I found an example of it. I had a quote tweet the other day where I don't know if you saw the video of the kid in the robbing the convenience store, 12-year-old with a gun.
I did not see that.
Dude,
you saw it?
Wild.
Yeah, it was
Really?
Michigan, right? In Michigan.
I forget where it was, but it was like this 12-year-old kid just like pulls a gun out of a backpack and he's like, give me all the money. And the one behind the register's like, are you serious? Yeah. And he shoots a gun in the air and just goes, yeah. And the way he said it was so fucking funny that I quote tweeted it and was like, unfortunately, this is going to make me change my stance from pro gun control to give all 12-year-olds guns because it's too funny. Yeah. And then like it got probably like 50 replies, 50 to 70 replies, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of them were like, delete this, or like, this is, bullshit take fights, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking like, fuck, because I saw those 50 replies being like, you're an idiot, this is fucked up, blah, blah, all that stuff. I was like, fuck, is this bad? Like, should I not have said that? Like, I mean, I can't be more clear. Like, in the tweet, it says pro gun control, and I'm making a joke. And then I looked at the numbers later of the tweet, and it had like, I think it was seen by 800,000 people, and it had like 1,500 likes, and it had 25,000 engagements or something like that. And 50 people said, and that's saying that all 50 replies were negative, which they weren't. So let's say 50 people were like mad about it. Because 800,000 weren't. So why would I fucking...
Yeah, dude.
So not seeing that is... Even just seeing those 50 got in my head.
Yeah.
So not seeing anything, I think, is the best way to just be like naturally and purely yourself.
No, you're right. But then I guess there's always the argument, too, where you do want some constructive shit, too. Or like, hey, sure, we would have liked to hear this. Like, going deeper on this next time. Or like... So that's always like, the catch-22 where you might be missing something. But I do think it's a much better way to just kind of do your thing and trust yourself, really. It's not
100% right. Obviously, there are pitfalls. Foolproof is what I'm looking for. Yeah. There are pitfalls to it, but I completely agree. I wouldn't say I love constructive criticism, because any kind of criticism,
yeah.
I rail against.
Well, not even constructive criticism, just like, hey.
But I like it. I like it, but I'm not. I just want to use the love word. I do enjoy it, but I think when you're talking the internet, that's what 5% of the reply. Is like a genuine concern. Yeah. And it's like, all right, if I have to lose that 5%, and then also a lot of constructive criticism, I feel like you can kind of get just talking, like with your team. You're like, yeah, you know what, we should have done this, or you know what, this segment is kind of losing its luster. Let's try and spice it up or find a new one. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of times when the audience tells you something, it's something you already knew, mm-hmm. right? Where you're like, you already felt it, and that's true. They're telling you because it's coming. You feel it so much that it's coming through on the show now at this point. Yeah. That you're like, you're right. Okay, now it's very clear at this point. I can't ignore it anymore. Right. I have to work on it.
But it is wild though, like you said, even though it's a small minority of people, how much they've been able to take control of the narrative in a lot of cases.
Dude,
and like,
well, that's why when all the Team Hank and Team Marty stuff went down, that's why the thing I was clearly the most upset about was the burner list. Mm-hmm. Because I always think that, like, someone at Barstool knows to a man how much that shit affects them, how much it sways the narrative, how much it personally, I don't want to say hurts, but yeah, a lot of time it hurts the people who are getting talked about. And like, that for a fact, and you're still going out of your way to do it. I think that's incredibly, incredibly fucked up. And also, like, you do know how much it sways the narrative, how much it can control what fans think. Yeah. So you're like intentionally sewering people you work with. And they're like, we're supposed to be on the same team. And it's such a big company now that it's not a clubhouse anymore. It's not just the boys in the locker room, but it is like, we are all supposed to be rowing in the same direction. We're all supposed to be trying to make this as good a company as can.
For sure.
And I'm not obsessed with everyone who works here. I'm not like, I don't think everyone who works here does great content, but I wouldn't go out of my way to fucking tell strangers that they're not good.
Yeah, there's no reason to pile on.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I totally agree. And it's weird though too, because do you find yourself in the content that you consume sometimes where, and I think I've seen before that you're kind of like a rabbit hole guy, where you're like, if you like a season, you'll like read up about it on, the Better Call Saul Reddit or something.
I used to be a lot more. I'm not so much anymore. I used to be like crazy. Yeah. True Detective, Game of Thrones, that type of deal. Like, yeah, it's been hours and hours on the Reddit. I'm not so much anymore. Yeah. I don't know why. I think.
But what's wild too is how many people you realize that are not even, or even when it comes to like a podcast, they'll like just live in that world. Yeah. And they'll form their opinions based on what people are writing rather than their real ones just from watching the show,
100%.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that's become like a huge thing because people don't have time to listen to everything.
Correct.
So a lot of people don't even believe what they're saying. They're just going off of what they're reading. You know, like how many times have you heard something like, "Oh, did you hear?" Or even like back in the day, you talk about the burner list. Back in the day, when he would tweet a quote from Barstool Radio or whatever,
yeah.
and then you'd listen and be like, "Oh, I didn't think he meant it like that."
Right.
But on fucking paper, on text, you're like, "Oh, that was so much salacious, so more salacious, so much more." You know, you thought it'd be worse than what it would be.
And you know what's funny too is that I think that's definitely something I'm guilty of. Where like I have this one web, like I hear, I can't even think of examples anymore because we don't really have competitors anymore. But like, you know, back in the day when there was Bro Bible and fucking Delisted and Deadspin and all these sites that we like hated and feuded with, and I guess now there are some where I'm like I just instantly hate. I won't name them, but they're like where I just hate, and like I feel like our response to that is always like, well, you gotta listen to us. You gotta read us. And you gotta watch us, and then make your own opinion. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
no, you're right.
I don't fault anyone for blindly hating us because I blindly hate so much stuff. We're like no, you gotta read up on it yourself. Like, well, I'm not gonna do that.
No, true.
So fuck that.
But like I remember a time where I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know if have you ever watched Impulsive?
I've never watched it. No.
Like you know that guy takes so much fucking heat. Logan.
Oh, so
know?
we've interviewed and I've met Logan a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, but like if you read only what people say about the guy on Twitter, you like, and I bought into that too before I really knew about.
Oh,
that.
I have a scathing blog on Logan Paul, like scathing, like I fucking it was. I watched the 60 Minutes, I think it was. It's not recent, but fairly recent. It's the old New York office. I wrote it. And it was about influencers. It was a 60 Minutes on influencers, and it was like Logan Paul, Kim Kardashian, I forget who else. It's where Kim dropped her iconic line where it's like, not bad for someone with no talent, huh? Mm-hmm. And it was like, because they're like, you've made blank, blank, blank. And in that segment, Logan Paul was like, dude, he does something where he catches a fucking football. I forget exactly what it was, but he catches like an iced coffee like it's a football, and then drinks it. And it was when Vine was still hot, and that was it. And it was 6 seconds, and he just walks away. He's like $250,000 for that, and I was like, fuck this guy. like I fucking hate this dude. But that's how we all are about everything, right? We're like, it's something's more successful, and we deem what they're doing easy because it's not. They're really. I think there are pretty few things that are just genuinely easy, right? People can get good at them and they can make them look easy, but there aren't a lot of professions or occupations where it's like, this is easy, right? And that was one, like, when people are more successful at something that I think is easy, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
a hater.
Yeah. Do you now? But even if you think
not
it's,
so much, but
even if you think it's easy though, like at some point you have to recognize that they're pulling so many levers to make themselves be where they're at that you got to like know that, all right, something's a little different about this guy.
Yeah.
Like they're not like their pivot to boxing and everything. Like that's been huge,
dude. There's something very different about them. They're unbelievable. I'd say the same thing. We just did. I don't think the interview's out yet, but we just did Josh Richards on KFC Radio.
Okay.
And one thing I'd always wanted to ask him, not always, but when I'm thinking about the interview, was like, how did you get so rich so fast? And I didn't even have to ask him. He kind of explained it to us in that he was like 15 and it was TikTok was still called Musical.ly. And his sister had a TikTok, or a Musical.ly. He didn't even have one. And his sister put him on some lip syncing thing. He got 50 likes and 2 girls said, what's his at? Thought that was cool. So he started his own. And then at the time, Musical.ly would send out, I guess you could tip people on it. You know, you can do it on like YouTube live streams.
Yeah. Twitch.
And Twitch, And Musical.ly would send out who the top 200 tippers are, which is kind of an outrageous thing to do. Like, it's almost like sending out who the marks are.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's good data to have. Though.
Right?
Imagine that's how you pivot your content.
Dude,
don't listen to the commenters, see who's tipping, and cater to them.
So that's exactly what he did as a 15-year-old. He would go live, and then he would follow them. So they would get a notification that this guy, Josh Richards, followed him, who's live right now. He would follow them and then like comment on one of their posts. And then when he saw them jump into his stream, he'd like call them, shout them out and stuff like that. And they just started throwing money at him. And now he's 20 years old with a venture fund.
See, but that's not an accident, you know.
No,
And
that's
correct. That's a perfect example.
I wanted once he explained it, I said to him how I was gonna ask him that, and I was like, and it turns out the answer is you're just a very smart hustler. Like
That's a perfect
you know
example.
what you're doing.
Like I listened to Mr. Beast at a podcast. He was actually on Rogan, and I listened to him, and he's like, I know exactly what to do. He's like, I could take a channel from scratch right now and teach someone how to blow it up and like make like hundreds of thousands a month. Yeah, like, he's just like the things that
Mr.
go
Beast
into
called
it.
me, dude.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy? But the
I'll give
levers
you like
that he pulls.
70%. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible negotiator, dude.
But it's just the levers that he's pulling. Like it's not just anybody.
Which kind of sucks, right? Like that was something that I remember I went through a phase, a very brief phase when I was a kid of I wanted to be a professional rollerblader. I wanted to hang out at the skate park. I was not very good.
Not skateboarder.
Not skateboard. I tried. I went skateboarding at first.
Okay.
That lasted 12 hours. That one was not for me. I can't to this day I can barely stand on a skateboard.
So like, are we talking like brink, like competitions, or we're talking like you're going to be in a CKY video?
No, dude, we're talking that I like wanted to smoke cigarettes at the skate park, but like it never got any further than that. I went to camp. I wanted to go to Camp Woodward. I never went. I went to Skaters Paradise, I think it's called, in Providence, Rhode Island, which was famous for, it was in a Tony Hawk game. I went there one time. That's where my aggressive inline career ended.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
it was just something I wanted to do, and I remember, like how I was very young, and like your parents always trying to help you, achieve your dreams. And I remember my mom was talking to someone at Skaters Paradise or whatever it was called, and they were like, she was like, how do I get him into, well, she had no business asking because I was not good enough to be into competitions or anything like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is one of those things where just like, if you're good enough, the right people will find you and you'll be all set. And I don't think that's the case with the internet anymore. I think someone can be incredibly talented, but they don't know how to work the algorithm. They don't know how to work the SEO, which I think is something that like speaks volumes about Barstool, because we never knew how to do any of that shit.
Yeah.
We never knew how to do SEO. We never had to do fucking algorithm shit. And it wasn't as big then. Like that was still early days, so it was still pretty word of mouth. But then there came a time when I remember Dave sent a tweet, said, should we have an app? It was long past time where we should have had an app. I think his exact tweet was something along the lines of like, why do we need an app? It works on Safari, which I don't disagree with. I still don't get it. I still don't get why
Sometimes the mobile website is better than the app. Like not Barstool in specific, but like companies.
Plenty of times.
I get. You ever been in a situation where like I just prefer the?
I use Amtrak.com instead of Amtrak, going to the Amtrak app. The Amtrak app sucks.
Well, that's too many. I don't download apps.
You don't download apps?
Unless if I really need it, I will go to fucking hell's end to not download an app.
I think that's very smart.
There's just no point. Like my mom's always, oh, you could download this, you get $2 off a Bona B. It's like, no, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't go there enough to necessitate me downloading the app.
For them having all of my information for the rest of time.
Exactly. And to send fucking push notifications and shit. All right, hey, let's take one more break here from talking to John, and let's talk about Roman Swipes. John and the KFC Radio boys, we know they're a horny bunch. We know they are definitely get down on some Roman Swipes. Because honestly, who wouldn't? Because it's a secret to longer lasting sex. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and they're fast acting, but they don't require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipe packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipe out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry. You're good to go. That's it. And to get your hands on them, all you have to do is go to GetRoman.com/dogwalk to get $10 off when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/dogwalk. One more time, GetRoman.com/dogwalk. It's a summer. Everybody's out and about. Everyone's trying to have a little sex. And even if you're just in a relationship, surprise your woman. Surprise her a little bit. Grab these Roman Swipes. It's the perfect time to do so. Spice it up a little bit. One more time, GetRoman.com/dogwalk to get $10 off when you choose a monthly plan. Go get your swipes, people. Go get your swipes. All right, let's get back to the episode. But that's actually a good point, though. Do you watch Barry?
Watch Barry. I have not seen this season. I've seen everything but this season. I don't have a super clear memory of it.
So they had a funny bit in an episode this season where his girlfriend made a show, And the show was like the critical receptions were through the roof, Rotten Tomatoes, great reviews. But it came out and it was like she had the same show as someone else, same premise. It was like fucking, what was it? No Strings Attached and
Just Friends.
Yeah, Friends. Yeah, whatever it was.
Deep Impact in Armageddon.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Timberlake and Kutcher. They competed. There's the same premise. But that show picked up in the algorithms like, oh, sorry, yours is canceled.
Right.
It just didn't do well. Like, and it, like the bit that they used was a lot funnier in the way that they explained it. But you're right. It was just you get in the algorithm, or enough people watch you, and then that's all that mattered.
I think that's kind of right. It's an issue in entertainment now, but it's an issue sports have been dealing with forever. Where it's like, does the data and the nerds, do they run everything? Where I think it's the Hollywood Reporter or Variety does a lot of like sit downs between actors and actresses and stuff like that. And Melissa McCarthy had the good point recently in one where she said something along the lines of like, look, forever people have complained about the suits, right? That's always been an issue. People have always complained about it. But we're not even dealing with suits anymore in Hollywood. So, because occasionally you could have a suit who saw the vision and saw what you had in this show, in this podcast, in this blog, in this whatever, and was like, I'm going to take a chance on it. The numbers don't support it, but I'm going to take a chance on it and see what it can do. And like that doesn't exist anymore. Now it's all data driven. Now it's all numbers. Now it's all algorithm. So you don't even have a chance to sway that suit. And that's something Hollywood's dealing with that we've been fighting about in sports since fucking Moneyball came out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Moneyball has largely ruined baseball for me in a huge way. And I know you're like a purist, though, I believe, right? Like you still love baseball?
You know what? I've said this, and I don't know if I'm just blaming it or whatnot, but I would watch probably 140 games a year. And then the pandemic happened. The pandemic definitely shifted and for no reason, like no like political reason or anything like that. It was just like we were without sports, so I found other things to do. It changed. The only sport I still love at the same level I did before 2020 is hockey. And it's just like, again, it's nothing, no particular reason. It was just like, I started watching other things and I haven't really gone back. But baseball is the one that suffered the most. I have not really
got back on,
fallen back in love with baseball since we lost it for a while there.
It's hard, man. And that's what, like, they're always like, oh, well, is it the game? Do we need to make it faster? Do we? No, it's like, dude, there's just so much good shit that's out now.
Dude, I love when they compare things to like, well, this World Series got 3 million viewers or whatever it is. And like in 1964, they had 14 million or 40 million, whatever the fucking number is. Like, yeah, they had 3 channels.
Yeah.
So the TV was on. It was on the fucking baseball game.
Yeah.
It's not, now there's hundreds and there's fucking apps and there's Netflix shows. There are too many shows. If you're obsessed with shows, which I am, there are too many shows to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone if you have other sports and other shit to watch.
Yep, so I just watch nothing.
Yeah.
I just watch whatever.
Now I'll just watch shows I've seen 100 times.
Yes, exactly. And that's what, like, I just saw Top Gun yesterday.
Fire, right?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they did a great job.
Do you know what country we were fighting?
No, I meant to say that. That was, like, the biggest thing was they, like, that definitely did that on purpose.
100% on
like
purpose. Yeah.
1,000%. So I had no idea. So what, was it Iran?
Yeah.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Well, they said it in the beginning that it was an Iranian.
Oh, I missed that.
Yes, I think it was.
Oh, I completely missed that.
Like when they explained like the reactors or whatever the fuck they were bombing.
Well, that's weird because the only reason I know, because I'm an idiot who didn't listen in the beginning, is I think it was The Ringer did like an article. They sent someone to go figure out what country it is, and like I don't know who the guy is. I don't know if he like has he's a poli-sci guy, but he's like okay, well these countries aren't part of a treaty that they referenced, so it couldn't be them, and these countries aren't part of blank blank blank, so it couldn't be them. And he did a full breakdown, and he's like it's Iran. But I guess if they fucking say it in the movie, they didn't really need to send that guy.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Well, they heavily implied if they did not.
Did you hear about when I went to see that for the first time?
No.
Dude, it was bad. So Cons and I always get like we're big Fast and Furious guys, so like we're big like this kind of fucking
like the
hyper masculine type movies, and so we always get tickets for Thursday night for like the opening show for these big movies. And before this one, Cons called me on Sunday. He's like, I got bad news. So what happened? He said, I got offered to attend a private screening on the USS Intrepid, which is a battleship in New York. And I got offered to attend a private screening on the USS Intrepid on Tuesday. And I was like, dude, like, don't worry about it. Like, you can't pass that up. And he goes, actually, you know what? Let me make some calls. Let me see if I can get you in. So I said, all right. Calls me back 10 minutes later. He's like, you're in. You're on the list. We're going Tuesday night. I was like, fuck yeah, this is going to be so sick.
Awesome.
I was like, what do I even wear to this? Like, is it a premiere? Like, am I wearing a suit? He's like, nah, wear whatever you want. Just look sharp. And I was like, okay. So I wore jeans, and I wore a white T-shirt, and I wore a sweater that I tied around my neck in case it got a little breezy on the deck of the battleship. You know, I didn't know where we were going to be watching the movie.
Yeah, prepared.
Yeah, and so we get drinks beforehand. It's me, Chaps, Cons, and Kate, and we're just getting a beer or two before we head over to the Intrepid, and like it finally sinks in with me there, where I'm sitting here about to go to a military movie on a battleship. I'm sitting with 3 veterans, and I was just like, wait, should I be going to this movie? and they were like, yeah, there are gonna be tons of civilians there. Don't even worry about it. You'll be fine.
You were the only one,
dude. Not only was I the only one.
Stop,
Eddie. Not only was I the only one, everyone else was in full fucking uniform. Like it wasn't veterans. These were active service members. So
and the 4 of you,
and the 4 of us. There was like a guy. Like there's a photographer who was in a suit. There was like, dude. I think it was just the 4 of us in civilian clothes. I really do. And so now I'm like fucking panicking. I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Like, dude, I was like almost like in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like, wish I wasn't with this fucking shirt. Wish I had this goddamn sweater tied around my neck. It's like everyone's walking around in their dress blues and fucking navy whites and whatever you call that stuff.
Oh my god!
And then we get into the theater. We did not watch it on the deck, so the sweater was completely unnecessary. There's actually a movie theater on the ship, and so we get in there.
There's a capacity on that thing.
On the ship as a whole?
No, just like the theater. Where there's a theater in
I
the
would
ship?
say there were probably 400 of us.
Oh, wow.
400 of them, one of me.
Was this like a ballroom with a projector? It wasn't like a movie theater?
No, it's a theater. I think it's used on maybe on tours of the ship where they like kind of sit you down.
Oh, okay, all right.
Give you like a little intro type
I always
deal.
love that, going to an amusement park or something.
Yeah,
get the cool air for like 15 minutes. Keep me fucking in here. Show me another video. You know what I mean? No, that was the best. On a hot day.
But then before the movie starts, someone gave a speech, and he's up in front of the theater, and he's like, we're really happy to have you here. He was like the CEO of some company, and he was a veteran himself, and he's like, at blank, we always have respect for our veterans. We love our veterans, and someone like 2 rows behind me just yells, "Bullshit!" And I was like, fuck, they're gonna think that was me, dude. I'm like the one person who's not a fucking service member. And like, you had to be right. Like, it was literally 2 rows behind me. And then Kate was so high on fucking edibles that she thought it was a protester. She thought we were gonna have to fight.
Oh,
but it was just a service member who, I don't know, was a little disgruntled, yeah. Which I actually found interesting about the experience as a whole was I've seen it since in a regular theater as well. I thought seeing it with military members was going to be a lot of hoorah and like screaming and jumping and cheering and shit like that. None of that. It happened. There was much more of it at a regular theater.
Wow. That is, and would you do it again? Or like?
No. I was so uncomfortable that it was like, and I never do this. I never like find myself in I never drink for any reason other than to drink. Like I'm never like, I'm sad, I'm gonna drink, or I'm happy, I'm gonna drink. I'm just like, I feel like a drink, so I'm gonna have a drink. Yeah. I was so stressed out that I noticed I wasn't consciously doing it, but I noticed I'm drinking faster than I usually do because I am very uncomfortable.
No, did it ever go away though? Like, or where you're just watching and they're like mid Iceman Maverick hug, and you're still looking around like, holy fuck, look at all these people wearing these.
No, it went away. Yeah. I became fully immersed in the movie.
Okay, that's
but I
good
tell
then.
you what, I had to piss really bad, and I didn't do that because I wasn't getting up and letting everyone see this fucking asshole.
Who the fuck's this guy?
Just a regular ass dude walking around.
Did the speaker react to the guy who said bullshit?
No, he fucking powered through it. He's a vet.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting. Damn, that is fucking very funny though. That's but you know what though, at the end of the day, the guy who's in the fucking movie is like one of the wackiest humans on the planet right now. So
yeah,
you got to feel a little better about that.
But I mean I do, but I've said this on our show where like that movie is so good that like I feel bad for ever talking shit about Scientology. I don't think it's that bad. Dude, like someone who is part of such a great movie.
You're warming up to it?
Yeah, dude. Like we talked about this on the show. It was like is it really that bad?
Scientology?
Scientology.
based off of, I don't know, like if it depends what you believe. Like I know the what's her Leah Remini. Yeah. Like I don't know if you ever heard her interviews or whatever.
Well, no, I haven't done any research.
Well, like that's what I've
no,
listened to.
I watched Going Clear. I did see Going Clear.
Yeah, I saw that too.
But guess what, bro? You could do that about any religion.
Yeah.
So like, I saw like let's do a Going Clear about Catholicism.
Sure,
see how that one turns out.
Sure, you're right. There's listen, there's definitely a factor where like it all could get kind of dark if you look at everything.
We were talking about it with I guess Bill Burr stepped in it. Bill Burr said something along the lines of a similar thing to what I had said, and I think his exact quote was like, "It's a messed up sitcom star from the '90s," and then I forget exactly what it was, but whatever. And then Leah Remini tweeted at him being like, "Hey Bill, call me. I'll give you the full rundown." And my first question was, has she seen Top Gun yet? 'Cause that might change her tune.
Does she know?
But the other thing is like, if you want to start stacking bodies, I think Catholicism's going to come up on top. If you want to start stacking fucking abused children, I think we're gonna come up on top, dude. You want to start stacking negatives? I think.
You think their pie chart looks a little?
I do. I don't even think we have to go all the way back to like because I mean, look, one Tuesday afternoon during the Crusades we win, but I think we can start right when Scientology started.
No, and listen, I to largely obviously. In my opinion, too, I live my life too now. Where if you just accept the fact that everybody is a hypocrite, you'll be much more at peace.
Everything is bad.
Yes.
If you trace everything to its root source, it's
so bad.
It's disgusting.
Like you think like this fucking golf shit going on right now. And listen, I don't know enough to fully speak on it, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
But like everyone's coming at them. But like, you don't think the fucking PGA Tour has some fucking has some skeletons?
Dude, of course they do.
on.
Of course they do. Dude, the PGA Tour, and again, this isn't something that like it's not comfortable, but like, I mean, the Masters, there's one woman allowed there, right? Like, and it's not. But like, again, if you wanted to criticize the Saudis, one thing would be their treatment of women, and then you're like, the Masters would get no chicks allowed. At least the Saudis allow women to exist,
and that's what like it's just if you just realize that everything. It's like everyone, like, you know, same thing with bars. Everyone wants to boycott Barstool, cancel us, and you know, whatever. It's like, are you like?
But the thing with that is, I think it's always that's they're loud, but it's never. Most people with a sense of brain are like, no, it's not. But the thing I was gonna say was about the live thing is that like that one in particular befuddles me because first of all, it's not something that they can fix, right? Mm-hmm. But like. America, we work with them, so why the fuck can't Phil Mickelson?
Yeah,
right? Like as a nation, we do business with these people. Yeah, why can't Phil Mickelson? Mm-hmm. It doesn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I hear. I actually do know he is giving a press conference as we speak, and when I walked in, it was not going well. So
I was reading a lot. But we're reading Twitter. We're not watching, John. That's what we said at the
That's a good point. That's a fucking good point, Eddie.
It's a big problem, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking not even consuming the content. They're consuming the comments and the content.
Yeah.
And they're forming their opinion, which is fucked up.
You know what sucks about that, too, though? Is when you learn that, like, that's what all the fucking guys you're listening to on the radio do, too.
Yeah.
You think the guy who gets into work at 6 a.m. was up until midnight last night watching the game? No, he watched the highlight reel and read a few articles.
No, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
and then the people, and those people who really drive conversation in cities, too. Like, you're thinking about, like, in Boston and shit like that, where sports talk radio is a very big deal. Like, they didn't watch the fucking game.
Yes. I would love for that to be a show, to be, like, revealing, like, how many games Mike Francesa has watched. 162 through this year. I watched 40 games this year. I mean, it would be an interesting thing, right? That's what I always appreciate about Craig Carton is he came out and says, like, I don't watch every game.
Yeah.
Like, he's just blatantly
how
honest.
could you?
Yeah,
you have a life.
Yeah, you don't need to. I'm meant to be entertaining. You know what I mean? And that's all there is to it. So that definitely is, I don't know. It's honest, so you appreciate it. But I don't know, man. It is crazy if you think about that, how many people are just forming their opinions based off of
99%.
Now, are you a contrarian?
Am I a contrarian? Not.
Yes.
I don't actively do it. I think I do subconsciously. Mm-hmm. But I am never looking at something and being like, I want to take the opposite stance. Mm-hmm. I like consciously. I do catch myself sometimes being like, I think it's almost like, the line I've used is I don't like to I don't try and be different, but sometimes I just don't want to be the same. And it's not like I'm not like fuck it. A lot of people like that, so I'm going to not like it. But I think that's just how my brain works sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't. It's not a conscious choice. I don't want to do that.
And I asked that because I remember I saw you tweet or something. You're like, oh, everyone hated this episode. I'm gonna watch and I guarantee you I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
And like, it's so like you go in with kind of like, and I agree.
But also that's something I can't even affect, right? Because like I'm going in thinking it's gonna be so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Because everyone hated it, and I'm like, it actually wasn't so bad.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I'm gonna like Jurassic World. I'm gonna go. Have you seen the new one yet?
I haven't.
No. Yeah, I'll go see it, and it's supposed to be fucking awful. The second one was awful. And if you
The second one was so bad.
It was awful. It was selling dinosaurs for like $26 million. That's a fucking bargain, dude. Are you kidding me? A dinosaur for $26 million? We got fucking Jason Hayward for 28. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it's crazy how cheap a dinosaur was, you know? But whatever. It's supposed to be really bad, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna walk in and be like, all right, let's see what's good about it.
Yeah.
I guess. But I guess that's all about it.
But that's also like the people hate Chris Pratt, so that's why I don't know what he did. I think he
wore a "Don't Tread on Me" T-shirt.
He likes God.
You know?
He's a God guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a Hillsong guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you know about Hillsong?
I know that.
How do they stack the bodies?
It's the Hillsong. That's the Carl Lentz one.
I know.
That's all I know about.
Yeah,
I don't know.
About the whole process. That Bieber, right?
Yeah.
How about him, huh?
Dude, that's wild. I mean, that's a curable thing, right? The face thing.
Or at least but it depends on the layers, I guess. Like if you wait too long, like like most things, if you catch it early, like you will probably be cured.
How the fuck you miss it?
Well, that's but I'm sure a lot of people will just be like, it's going to go back to normal and not get any treatment.
Dude, I don't go to doctors a lot. In fact, I just went to the doctor for a throat thing. Where I've been sick for like 3 weeks.
And they didn't know what was wrong with you, right?
No. This time they're like, you have incredibly raging tonsillitis. Why have you not come here for a month? I was like, I don't know. Thought it might fix itself. Yeah. But that's just like, I had a sore throat. That's a little different than I can't move half my face.
Yeah. But fucking people will, dude. Those tough ass dads who are just like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna show up to work on Tuesday, January 24th, because I gotta go to the doctor because half my face isn't moving. Those people are nuts.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Those people are nuts. They just grind out life. I don't know. But all right, John, this was fun.
This was very fun, Eddie. Thank you for having me.
Good to shoot the shit here.
Great to shoot the shit with you.
Great. It's going to be a great week. I'm going to find a fucking spot for this guy.
I don't think it's going to be that hard. Like it's just like I haven't experienced it enough. I'm sure it's going to be a million places I like. I haven't had it yet.
Yeah. All right. I'm really going to do some thinking though.
Hey, I appreciate you, bro.
Now you got me in a fucking corner. All right then. That's it. John, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for listening. We'll catch you all tomorrow.